Good afternoon, Seattle students. My name is Matthew Lunda, and I will be your professor for ENCP 6000, which is called Career Management for Engineers. So I'm going to give you a little rundown background of who I am. My name is Matthew Lunda. I was born and raised in Michigan, which is in the Midwestern portion of the United States. I grew up about 3 hours north of the city of Detroit. I actually went to university for my bachelor's degree in Detroit at a small university called Oakland University. I received my bachelor's degree in human resources, and afterwards I worked for an engineering firm in Detroit as a regional human resources representative, where I performed many aspects of human resources, including compensation planning, benefits, training and development, and recruiting onboarding, specifically towards university-style students, so co-op students and entry-level talent. That was kind of my niche since I was fresh from college. As well, I created the company's very first intern co-op program. So about 4 years ago, I moved to Boston in order to pursue my passion of international education, in which I completed my international relations master's degree from here at Northeastern. So I'm already a graduate in amongst you, which you will be soon. My concentration was in global student mobility. So that specifically means the study of international students, such as yourself, coming to study in the U.S., as well as sending American students abroad to study. So I've been working at Northeastern for about 3.5 years, all within the College of Engineering. I've had different roles, but mainly my longest job has been within the co-op group of the Graduate School of Engineering. I specifically started working with Seattle students about 2.5 years ago, and I've been the main College of Engineering contact for MSIS students in Seattle. And as many of you have met me before, I was just out in Seattle doing orientation, and I'll be back out in Seattle again next week through the following week. So I'd be more than happy to meet with anybody during that time. I'll discuss a little more of what I want to do with this course in this presentation, but absolutely, if you want office hours, you have questions about upcoming assignments, I will be on ground for the next 2 weeks in Seattle. I'll be more than happy to meet with you. So let's begin a little bit more about what this course is. So how does this course fit into your career path? So I know all of you are in engineering courses and you don't understand maybe why you're taking a career management course, but let's start thinking about the building blocks of your actual career. So when you create a building, what do you start with? You start with a plan. You can't start, building anything without actually having a physical piece of paper that says, I need to do steps A, B, C, D, E, F, G to get to the final piece. What else do you need? Tools. You need tools to get there. The weight of a structure is supported by what? Columns of strength. So you have to build your first experience. These columns of strengths are going to be your actual co-op job itself. So without having that, the columns of strengths with your career will not be as productive or as beneficial as you would like it to be. And then to iterate and work on bigger and better plans for your next experience, you need to revise and create bigger career plans. So you already have a solid foundation with your own career. You have a great education. You have knowledge already in the industries, be it from your bachelor's degree or what you're learning right now in your courses. Many of you do have actual work experience. And if some of you don't have work experience, you have actual project experience from your career classes. As well, you already have skills. That's essential. And ability. You have ability. You are able to do more. So next, you need to create a career plan and acquire tools. So that includes creating career goals. What do you want to do long term? What is your ultimate piece that you want to get to? Do you want to be a CEO of an IT startup? Next, you need to have a positioning statement. The positioning statement is, and we'll cover this in other videos for this week, but just to touch on it, a positioning statement is something that brands you as yourself. So you need to be able to sell yourself as a really good, positive person to a company in order to be hired by them and then work for them and actually build your own skills and career. Next, you need a resume. Without a resume, you will not probably have a job. A resume will showcase all the accomplishments and achievements that you have attained during your past working experience, your education, and former projects that you've worked on. Next, this is a very major one. It's called your LinkedIn profile. I know many of you are international students, but for your first time coming to the U.S., a LinkedIn profile is extremely essential in the U.S. workforce. As myself, I've worked in HR before this. I would go on I would go on LinkedIn every single day when I would get new applicants, and I would just scroll through and see what was new. If there was no professional photo, I would probably skip them. If there was not filled out sections, I would probably skip them. So this is something that we'll learn throughout this course later on, but actively having a presence on LinkedIn is essential to achieving and obtaining a job in the U.S. Next, interviewing skills. Again, I know English for some of you is not maybe your strong point. It's not your first mother tongue, and that's okay. But for an interview, you need to be able to, eloquently present yourself to an employer that will be able to sell yourself in a way that will ultimately get you a job. So having those personal people skills is very essential. And let's see here. Professional correspondences. So this includes cover letters, networking, and thank you letters. These are all very essential pieces that will help you grow your own personal brand, as well as will help grow your respect from these said employers. Again, there's a very specific culture that surrounds the entire American workforce, that this stuff actually will help you get the actual job that you are searching for. All right. And finally, the last piece I'm going to touch on regarding the career path. As you build these experiences or pillars in your life that will, help you get to your great job, you have to think of other areas that will go outside of the specific area. So this includes your mindset. If you don't have the right mindset to find a job, then you may not get a job. You have to be mindful of the same exact thing. You have to be motivated. If you have no motivation, you're not going to get a job. You can't expect someone else to just give you a job if you're not motivated to actively search for your own job or to go out into the field and do some work. You may not get a job. Next, ethics. This is again a very essential pillar in the American workforce. Americans take this very, very, very seriously. And that's something that we'll learn further on into the course, but you need to be ethical in the way you interact with employers. So receiving multiple offers and accepting multiple offers when you can only work at one job, you don't want to put yourself in a situation that would happen. Next, professional behavior. This is kind of going back to like the previous things I was saying, how you present yourself into the American workforce. Very specific ways. We're going to talk about handshaking. That is an extreme American cultural piece. If you do not have a strong, sturdy handshake when you go to meet someone, it sets the entire tone of the rest of your interview. And finally, we'll touch on diversity in the workplace. You will not be the only international person there, and that's okay, because Americans are great human beings that are just like you guys. Okay, moving on. Course details. So I'm going to go over some of the expectations that I will expect from all of you during this course. Course policies and procedures mimic the workplace and professional expectations. So we're going to treat this class exactly like it was a job. So yes, we're not meeting at a specific time, but I expect when I set a deadline for an assignment that it is turned in on time. You would not go to a job and turn in a project late. You would probably get some kind of reprimation for that. That may be in the form of a warning or could lead to a dismissal. You would not turn in a project late if your boss asked you to. You would stay up all night and work on it. I don't expect you to do that for this class, but if I'm putting an assignment and I'm giving you enough time to do this assignment, it shouldn't be an issue. So again, we're going to treat this exactly like you are working on an actual job. Next, I expect you to be professional. So I need you to participate. I need you to engage. I know these are videos, but please refrain from using your phone. Just try to actively listen to me. I know this is already an 11-minute video, but I plan to have all my videos in short snippets, so it's not boring. This is an intro video. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything across that we need to do. Then you are, let's see, next we're going to go into the additional course details, which includes grading. This is a graded course. You are getting a letter grade that could affect your GPA. So I need you to be actively turning in quality work. If you just treat this as a blow-off class, as we say, just a fun class, your GPA will go down. I need you to remember that you need at least a 3.0 GPA to be able to go on a co-op. This course counts towards that. It is 1 credit, and it may not very much affect your grade, but having a low grade in this course could affect you going on co-op. So if there are any upcoming assignments that require you to use Turnitin, which is a plagiarism software, I need to make sure that you are either printing off the page or having a screenshot of the actual digital receipt. That's just for your records. It keeps everybody, safe on the same page. If you have proof that you turned something in, perfect, awesome. That only helps me out. Next, plagiarism, as I already kind of touched on, will not be tolerated. Any work you turn in must be your own work. If it is not, that means I'll have to create a report and send you to the Office of Student Conduct, which will then be a very painful process of teaching you what plagiarism is and what it should not be. I'll give you more tools and tips about that. Essentially, if you're borrowing things from the internet, say, things that will help you with career goals or any of the assignments in here, if you're not using a citation on it to say someone else wrote about this, then that is considered plagiarism and it will not be accepted. All right, next, so Blackboard. I'm going to speak a little bit about Blackboard. I don't know if any of you have used Blackboard before, but this is the main content provider for online courses. I expect you to go through each of the sections on the left-hand side once you log in. I have created my own instructor profile on there so you can read more about me if you wish. There's an announcement section. The syllabus section is there. I have not uploaded the syllabus. I will get that up later this week. The course materials section is very important. If you click in course materials, you'll see all of our sections that we'll be working on throughout the semester. And that's where you'll see all the additional videos that you can click into and watch. And we'll give you more tips on how to do specific things. So this first week will be about career goals and your positioning statement. So you can watch a separate video on your career goals and a separate video on your positioning statement. If you have any questions on them, you just go back and you can watch them over and over again. And if you have additional questions beyond that, feel free to email me. I'm always here. And if you want, we can set up a Skype session and just speak back and forth. Next, there may be some quizzes in the course. Again, I will let you know. I'll send out an announcement that will say there's a quiz due by this date. Again, going back to the ethics and the plagiarism, this needs to be done on your own. I know what many students have done in the past will sit in a group together and work on it together. That will not be tolerated. I will have people on campus watching for groups during specific times of the week. that you may be meeting at, and I will ask if you are working on something together regarding this course, because I know when quizzes are, and I know when all students get the same exact answers right and or wrong, and that is a red flag for plagiarism. Again, you don't want to go to the student conduct office. It's just easier. These aren't hard quizzes. I just want you to make sure that what I'm telling you resonates. All right, next, the syllabus. As I said, it will be coming up later this week, but the syllabus will provide lesson objectives for each week. I may even put that on to each week that we go down on. So like week 1 is career goals, positioning statement. I'll list career goals in there, or lesson objectives each or for that specific week. There may be required readings and materials, but again, I'll make this all electronic so you don't have to go out and buy anything. There's nothing to buy. It will all be electronic or through the Northeastern Library. The syllabus also lists the assignments to be completed prior to each class. And again, we're an online version here. Excuse me. I expect our weeks to start on Monday, like today, and end on Sunday. So we have a full week, to work on the class ongoing. So in a way, it's a little bit helpful for you. Obviously, I know you have other classes, but like the way that most students like to work. I know when I was a student, I got a lot of work done on Saturday and Sunday because I worked full time during my master's degree as well. So I'm very flexible on that aspect. Next, the syllabus contains other important information to aid you in your career management. You'll see examples of resumes in there, what a good resume looks like. I'll touch on this resume piece in a little bit because there is a workshop coming up next week I would like you all to attend. And then just to go over the eligibility requirements for co-op one more time. Those of you that were in the session with me last week, this is new to you, but for those of you that did not make it, you must complete 16 credit hours, that's 4 courses, before you can go on an experiential co-op experience. You need to successfully pass this course right here. So again, any cheating, any plagiarism, that will not pass you in this course. As well, you need a 3.0 GPA or higher to be able to go on co-op. And if you wait, say you don't get a co-op this time or in the summer of next year or the fall of next year, you need to have at least 1 course left in your program before you graduate to go on co-op. So again, I'll touch on this. If you have any questions about this stuff, feel free to reach out to me. Then we're going to go next talking into the academic integrity policy. What does this mean? Don't lie, cheat, or steal things that don't belong to you. Again, going back to plagiarism. This applies to thoughts and ideas, online, web-based content, homework, tests. This is very, very, very important to understand. Submit your own work. No copying from other students. No copying from websites. Do not use templates. If you have questions about this and you think that you may be doing something that may not be right, email me. I'll be more than happy to help you with that. And again, violators do get reported to the student conduct office for disciplinary action. I do not want this to happen to you. This is a 1 credit class. It's easy. I want it to be easy for you. If you have any questions at all, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you. All right, so next, Blackboard, week 1 and 2. So please log into your Blackboard account and select this course. It should say ENCP 6000, Career Management for Engineers, Seattle. So I don't think anybody is enrolled in any other ENCP 6000 course. You should all be in the Seattle section, your Seattle students. Next, I want you to click on course material on the left-hand side, and you will see 5 folders that will outline the entire course and what we'll be working on in these coming weeks. So yes, there are 5 folders of 2 weeks in each. So this is a 10-week course. This is going to be smaller and shorter than your traditional courses, which are about 12 to 14 weeks. So this will end before your finals week, so you can 100% focus on all of your finals. But this will also help prepare you for things like the career fair and for starting to interview right now for jobs, co-op jobs in the next summer. So as you click on week 1-2 in Blackboard, course materials, week 1-2 is called Creating Your Professional Identity. So in these next 2 weeks, we will specifically work on content that relates to creating your personal professional identity. So next I want you to click on week 1, career goals and positioning statements. In there you'll see supplementary videos which will talk more about career goals and positioning statement. But then you'll also see assignments in here as well. Your first assignment is resume written in bright red letters, or maybe the second one. Please upload your most recent resume, even if you have a resume. Upload what you have. I just need to see where you're at, what you're working with. This will not probably be perfect, and that's okay. I want to be able to help you and just see where you're at. So as you know, next week is the Career Week workshops. That's September 18th through 22nd. I will be back in Seattle to attend those. Everyone watching this lecture right now is required to go to the Building a Polished Resume workshop on Monday, September 18th from 3 to 4 p.m. And this is located in the 401 Terry Ave building in room 106. That's one of the main classrooms right in 401. I will most likely be there, but this is absolutely required. If you have a class conflict at this time, next Monday from 3 to 4 p.m., please email me to set up an additional time. We'll try and set up an additional workshop to let everyone go to this. But for sure, if you can make the 3 to 4 p.m., please let me know if you cannot otherwise. As well, I would like you to, you'll see the very first thing in the week one folder. It's called Class Introductions. I would like everybody to click on that. I have given a list of questions. I just want you to introduce yourselves, what your name is, where you're from, what are you studying, what do you plan to go in to do, etc. I prefer if you would upload a video like what I'm doing here. That gives it a more real-life class feeling. But if you don't feel comfortable or you're having technological difficulties, you're more than welcome to write it out, but I would like at least one recorded video from every student this semester. So if it's not this week, I will get you in a different week. So let's make this happen. If we can do as many videos as possible, more the better. So if you have any difficulties, please let me know. I look forward to a productive week and a productive semester. Please keep an eye out for announcements that I will be posting with more videos for this upcoming week. And the syllabus will be on its way. Thank you so much, and I am really excited to get this semester started off to a really great start. So go ahead and log into Blackboard now, and we can start our assignments. See you online.